Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. So Star Citizen Alpha 4.3.1 looks as though it'll be going live this week, maybe even today. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you all so much for the support. Cannot do this without you guys. It is truly appreciated. So just a very short video today to let you all know that it is Cloud Imperium's intention to release Alpha 4.3.1 to the live servers this week, with them stating in the latest This Week in Star Citizen post that released on Monday, if testing goes smoothly, this update is set to launch on the live servers later this week. Now, currently on the PTU, we have access to a release candidate number 2, which dropped last night, with this patch saying in the patch notes, it is a quick update to resolve a few issues for this patch. Now, this patch only brought 4 bug fixes, and I suspect if these issues are resolved, then we will certainly be looking at a live release this week, and maybe even by this evening, being Wednesday. Of course, things can change, and they could certainly hold on to it for a longer duration. It might be a release later this week, like Friday, but from what I can see, their intention is to push it out as soon as possible. Now, Alpha 4.3.1 is quite a significant patch, as it brings with it some very important changes to medical gameplay, and more importantly, regeneration. So it will have a big impact on the persistent universe as we know it today, but there is only so much testing and data gathering that Cloud Imperium can do while it is on the PTU. Once it goes to live and many more players are getting their hands on it, I am sure we will see a lot more tweaks just to balance out the medical system even more, both short term for what we have with this release, and of course longer term for the overall intended Death of a Spaceman mechanic. Now, Star Citizen Alpha 4.3.1 is not just about the changes to regeneration. We also have the 2 Apollo medical ships, being the Triage and Medevac, and you can see my first look video linked in the description below for the Triage. We also have the updated visuals of the Bearing laser cannons, the new addition to the Onyx facilities, continuing on with Dr. Jorrit's regen crisis narrative, NPC dropship reinforcements for the various gang outposts in Pyro are in as well, and watchtowers to disable the dropships, as well as missions that involve all of this stuff. There is a new heavy utility armor set, the Volt Fresnel LMG, many updates to ballistic ship weapons, and shields and armors to accommodate these changes too. AI death behaviors have been brought in to all NPCs from the Squadron 42 branch, which gives a much more realistic and less lengthy death animation. There are missile damage radius tweaks, flight changes to the Aegis Gladius, and, as always, many more potential bug fixes. So quite a decent and very impactful patch that will hopefully have a big influence on how we play the PU going forwards. Also, the video for this week, which is tonight, is going to be the Behind the Ships episode for the Apollo. Now, with the imminent release of Alpha 4.3.1, the Resource Drive event has finally officially shut down, with Hurston Dynamics winning the race for Stanton. And what this means is that all players who manage to achieve Tier 5 of the Hurston faction will receive the exclusive Black Strata armor with the Hurston Dynamics logo. Hurston Dynamics will also take over ownership of the Pyro Gateway space station, with decorations and ownership visually represented at the station, plus all players will be able to get a permanent 5% discount on all products sold at Lorville, Everus Harbour, and this newly acquired Pyro jump point station. And yes, this does include ships, as they stated earlier on. It also pointed out in this post that the change will come in the future update, being Alpha 4.3.2, which I suspect will be the CitizenCon specific patch, with a 4.4 likely coming later this year. So great to see them moving quickly along with this event and having that impact in the persistent universe, but boy am I glad that this event is over. Now, for those wondering about the Vulkan and AI tech preview tests, currently there are no tech preview tests open at this time, but Benoit did answer someone on Spectrum who asked whether we would see the Vulkan updates released to the persistent universe this year. And Benoit said that he is highly confident that they will get it out to the persistent universe before the end of the year, and this question actually came in light of his recent 3-hour Star Citizen Live, which I will be breaking down into smaller, easier to digest videos for those who are wondering, in which he said in this episode that their aim is, once the Vulkan tests release and move out of the tech preview channel, they will then try to get the engineering mechanics into the tech preview channel before the end of the year. So with that information in mind, if they can make that happen, the best case scenario here would be Vulkan updates and hopefully the AI improvements as well, released to live as soon as possible, with the engineering system moving into the tech preview for us to test over the holiday period. Well, actually, I suppose the best case would be engineering into the PU, released to the PU before the end of the year, but I certainly do not expect that to happen. Now, in other news, there was also a new Star Citizen comms dive where devs take to Spectrum to answer various questions from the community, which I will cover sometime in the near future as it touches upon the VoIP system, the cost of operating vehicles in the future and kind of now, UI markers, personalized hangars, ship armor, and much more. So be sure to keep an eye out for that video. I will get on it as soon as possible. Now, it is also my birthday today, so I will be jumping into the Persistent Universe on stream today with my org to go hunting for Copian horns, while maybe giving some ships away and some game packages away. You are all more than welcome to come and watch. It'll be live here on YouTube or over at twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother from 2 p.m. BST to 6 p.m. And if you have any questions, be sure to ask them while I am live. It is the best place to answer. Also, if you are buying anything from the IMPOUND, be that a ship that is no longer available on the RSI website, a ship skin, FPS armor, or weapons, or if there is even a particular ship that you are after via a CCU chain, I can get you 5% off site-wide, plus any purchase made using my link does directly support my channel, providing me with a direct kickback. And a big thank you to anyone who has done so already. It is much appreciated. With that said though, if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, does the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a big thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.